Yo, y'all know this Rome, your favorite rapper, man, and I've been giving y'all interview after interview all season long, man. And I got my brother in the building, man, one of Philly's hip hop's pioneers, man, Del P. You feel me?
Salute, man.
Hey, man, bro, it's a vibe, man. Listen, right? I know you got a lot on your plate, and I couldn't wait to get you here. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get you here if the audience don't know.
Yeah, no doubt.
I've been on my brother ass, no diddy, but he been working, he been grinding. So, you know, just speak my community, my Entrepreneur Talk Live community, you know, a little bit about your background and everything, and then you can go right into what you started doing this year.
Yeah, no doubt. So, you know, I go by the name of Del P, born and raised in West Philadelphia. You know, hip hop has always been in my household, you know, following after my uncles, but also hip hop has always been in my neighborhood. You know, I grew up around the same areas, Steady B, Cool C, the youngsters, Schoolie, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just carrying on tradition. Bro.
No, that's live, Del, because our you know, I don't think, you know, everybody say they love Philadelphia outside of Philadelphia, but you know, the people in Philadelphia don't do too much talking about the people in Philadelphia.
It's crazy,
you know,
right?
It's crazy work. It's crazy work. Right. So we don't kind of carry it for each other. So to say those legends, and you know, your essence is from that creed, that cloth. How was it kind of like growing up in the hip hop realm?
Man, it was
looking
crazy.
up to them.
It was crazy because, like, if you think about like how Nas grew up in Queensbridge with MC Shan and Molly Mall, right, Shantae, that's basically the equivalent to how I grew up.
Right, it gotta be.
So yeah, it was real because Steady B lived right around the corner from the house I grew up. We on 60th and Thompson. He was on Redfield Street. You know what I'm saying?
So you could just run here,
up the street on 60th and Lansdowne. We seeing Cool seeing them out there
shooting dice and all
rolling up and down 60th Street.
It was they were shooting dice then?
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, plus you know the youngsters. Shout out to Taji, Karan, but I got a great relationship with Taj. He used to come up Master Street chilling with us. And one day he seen me on the block. He was like, "You nice, keep going." And I'm like, I didn't even know he knew who I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Taji. Always showed me love since I was a kid. Took me in the studio, me and my partner Donnie. You know what I'm saying? I got to record with the legendary LG, the teacher, who was their dad, who started Pop Art Records. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a story, bro.
That's crazy. Look, first of all, you know, everybody, not to toot my horn, but everybody used to ask me, you know, what made you jump into hip hop?
Right.
And I always tell them, you know, another bad creation, the youngsters, you know what I'm saying? These are the guys, these are the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
That laid down a foundation for life, eternal. Like these, you can't, if you had to look at what kids was in the industry making noise.
Yeah, it was definitely the youngsters.
The youngsters, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely
coming
illegal.
Out of Illy, Philly, Funksters. Man,
definitely crisscross. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely crisscross.
Definitely ABC.
Right. Jamal and Malik.
Yeah, Jamal wanted that. Yo, you know what's crazy, man? Shout out to my partner Donnie Boy. We was just talking about how Jamal don't get mentioned.
He don't, man.
Shout out to Jamal, man. And he one of the best to ever come out of Philadelphia.
Shout out to Jamal.
Marley G the Villain.
Marley G the Villain, man.
And if they peep it, he was on Junior Mafia album.
He was.
Me more than
bro, he was. You know what I'm saying? A lot of they don't even know he was on he the one that's doing Pump Pump.
Yeah, no, that's
Malik. All right, so look, so what's the odds of that? Malik on Pump Pump.
Right, on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Because you know he was from VA, so Lady of Rage, so that probably was the connect for that. But for the big and that was just big loving Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Big love Philly,
big definitely love Philly.
And I tell everybody, man, if you ever get around the world and get to travel, you will never not find most of these people that y'all look up to, your favorite rappers, was influenced by Philly, or they got somebody from Philly somewhere in their crew.
Absolutely.
Whether they a bodyguard, security guard, they homie, they best friend. It's a Philly person somewhere with a P hat on, somewhere with a big beard, and you're gonna be like, where this nigga be like, I'm from.
Right,
city,
or the music director for somebody live band. You know what I'm saying? Some of your favorite artists,
man.
The live band who running the music.
This shit is from Philadelphia. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go look at the Three Stooges, I think who was it? Was it Curly? Larry was from Philadelphia.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, people don't be understanding how rich and cultural. I think that's why this year we had to fight for our music.
Yeah.
And you know, and let them know, like, we are business.
Yeah. Shout out to Sudat.
Shout out to Sudat for doing that. Suzanne Christine. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, so now that we kind of touch bases on your cloth of which you breathe, you know what I'm saying? When did you know you had it? Like, when did you know? I know you said you got co-signed by the youngsters and didn't even kind of know
I didn't know
that was the co-sign back then, and then you know what I'm saying, because you still idolizing them, not being idol worship, but being influenced to them because they right in the neighborhood doing some shit that we only see on TV. The average person.
Yeah, that's fact.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why I tell people, you know, we from an era where reality was before social media.
Yeah, like you had to be on the ground, boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground, man.
You had to be outside. So I really like realized that I had it. Yo, shout out to the legendary my middle school teacher, but he's known all around the world now. Sharif El Mekki. He talk about black principles and all, he do all of that. But he was my middle school teacher. Okay. So in 6th grade, I went to Turner. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And rest in peace to my man Marv. Shout out to my man Sed. Shout out to my man Harold Lee. It was 4 of us. We was on stage, did the cipher. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm in 6th grade. Dog. And the students and the teachers gave me a standing ovation. I was 11 years old, bro.
That's like crazy.
That's when I knew I had it. That's when I knew I had it. And
it's crazy that he say he was in middle school, because that's when I took off. I did my 8th grade. Yeah. We had like, you know, the graduation, but you know, they throw you the little party or whatever. We had to dance or whatever. And I did it's funny. Cause it's funny because I was arguing with this girl. Me and this girl used to argue the whole, shout out to her name was Jakia. And me and her used to argue all year. And for some apparent reason, we ended up in the music class, in the music joint, submitting for performing in the school dance and all that stuff. So I go in there like, they like, well, what song you doing? I'm like, Method Man was out. All I Need record with Mary J. Blige. I'm like, yo, I'm doing All I Need. So I'm looking for something. Like, they like, well, who doing the girl joint? I'm like, I don't know. Who fucking rap? Like, girls didn't rap at that time. They you know, they was Barbie doll, tennis skirts and shit like that. So I'm like, Jakia is standing there. She told me, don't look at me. I'm like, I'm not even looking at you. So everybody, we bickering. Everybody like, y'all bickering so much. Why the fuck won't y'all just both do it? You might as well do it Jakia with Rome. That shit'd be crazy. It'd be dope. We wound up doing this shit. And that shit was like that. And that shit was, yo, by the time we got done performing that motherfucker after the dance, man, they thought we was together.
That's dope.
And that's how much we embodied the song. I made her go, like I said, we're gonna do this shit. We gotta really do it. And I was in love with the remix. We did the remix. So the beat was it was raw. So I was on some rap. I came out with the hoodie on, doing this dance slide and shit. Man, no motherfucker. It's 8th grade, nigga. I'm fucking 14 or some shit like that, because I had felt the grade, so I was behind the grade, but I was like 14 going on 15 or some shit like that, and I fucked it up. So by the time I got the Dobbins, I knew like I'm performing at every motherfucking show. I don't care, whatever the high school talking about, this going on is me. And it was me. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? I think my next joint was Stop Being Greedy. When the single came out, it had the instrumental on the joint. And I did I had the gargles. That's when the ski gargles and shit. Everybody was wearing the gargles and shit. Nigga, I had the gargles, the Tommy Hill. I had a Tommy Hill vest with a little hoodie with that's when the LL hats was out, the little joint that fit tight to your fucking, the little beanies. That was the era. That's when the beanie vest came out, and I had the fucking ski joints hanging on the side. We used to tilt them joints to the side. Bro, fucked it up, bro. Fucked it up. And that's why I say I appreciate you, because you know what I'm saying, bro. It's people like you that still kept things moving. Like, you know, Kareem, my brother, you know what I'm saying? Y'all had battles and did things in school and just was rocking. And it's just like, you know, he always like talked to, like he actually the one that brought you on the scene to me. Wow. because one day I was playing something, and I'm like, yeah, my man. I was like, yo, this boy named LP.
Yeah.
He gonna be at, because you was always at the real hip hop shit. You was never at the fluky shit. Like you just didn't do it.
Be around that energy, bro.
You see what I'm saying? So you know, and normally if you was at some shit, we knew it was like, okay, this some shit we might need to go. Raw Squad might need to go to this shit.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? He was like, no, that's my man. He like, yo, we went to school together. Like, we like, yo, that nigga can spit. Like, he had me out there. He like, we battled other motherfuckers. And that's when I was locked in forever, bro. So when I met you finally, when I got with hip hop in 1987, it was like real. It was just real, bro. It was fam since then, bro. Like, for sure. I can't even make this shit up, y'all. Like,
man, shout out to Tune too. Man.
Real shit, man. Tune wanted to be here too. You know what I mean? He couldn't get here, but
he here.
Yeah, no, he here. You see, he on the picture. He right there. He chilling. I tell nigga every day, I be like, nigga, you in the crib and ain't even in the crib, but you in the crib, nigga. Because everybody look over and be like, wow, they're wrong. I'm like, yeah, that's the next. That shit. We about to do some crazy shit with that podcast. Like, we gonna be out in the wilderness.
That's what's up. You know what's funny? My first performance was actually a R&B song. So I went to Hannah. So they had something that's called Blueford now. Okay. That's how old I am. Dang, I was there when it was Hannah. You know what I'm saying? So it was something they did every year called Putting on the Kids. Okay. So me, my homie Devin, and my homie Harry, we was BBD. We did Poison. Y'all did Poison? But we had background dances and everything. Yo, that shit had to be fire. Yo, I had the background dancer and everything. And my background dancer ended up being my girlfriend, like later on in life. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yo, it was funny. That's love. Funny. Because see, you know what I love about your companion when you do receive one, they actually know what your talent is and actually got a chance to see it. Yeah, that's hands-on early. Yeah, shout out to my wife, Zane, you see because the first time she saw me was at the Jazz on the Ave. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Jazz on the Ave is usually R&B and stuff like that. They don't even listen to rap. Yo, they like a hip hop artist. Bro, you're different. You're different, and we need it. We need it. Shout out to wifey. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because and I'm gonna keep it real. It's nowhere I see Dell. Dell ain't moving with 30 motherfuckers. Dell ain't moving with 20 motherfuckers. Dell ain't moving with 10 people. Right. Dell be with his wife. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I ain't never catch you when I caught you some of your best moments, you was with your wife. Yeah, I was with my wife. And I took some beautiful pictures and stuff, you know what I mean, of you and wifey, you know what I mean? Certain situations. Thank you. You know what I mean? And just catching that. You know, I love catching those authentic moments that most people will breeze by or walk past. Oh, you want to drink? And they gone. And you like, right. Damn. You know what I mean? Like even when we did the Roots on and you kind of went through your little, I said to you, fuck them niggas. Right. And I got you. If I'm around, bro, don't even worry about it. Whatever you ain't got to put yourself in that space. I'll take on that space because you deserve it. And me too. But it's like, you know how they I'd rather y'all do it to me than my nigga. Yeah. He just was up there performing. Y'all got to be fucked. And I know y'all saw it. Right. That's active behind him. Right. If y'all know nobody, if we see somebody consistently at the shows, y'all know. So there's no way this man's performing and he's nobody. Right. Y'all tripping. Right. And that's why I felt some type of way that night. You know what I mean? Because I was on some shit like we home. Like, ain't we home? Like, get the fuck out of here. We'll go somewhere else. And motherfuckers is, sure y'all want, they only want is the motherfuckers to lead. Bro, when I'm on tour with Arrested Development, bro, it's so much love. That's crazy because he just said something about Arrested Development. That's crazy. So much love. But he just said he was on tour with Arrested Development. Yeah, shout out to my brother Speech. Shout out to my man One Love. Shout out to Farida. Shout out to Tasha. Shout out to April. Shout out to my man JJ. Yeah, that's fam right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only did they bring me on stage with them, you know, I'm on a couple records. Actually, Speech on my new album too. He is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He is. That's family right there. No, that's love, man. Shout out to yo, look, it's a small world. I tell everybody that, like, you know what I mean? It's funny that at one point in time we really thought those doors was closed, but I tell people it really that they wasn't closed. Right. You just gotta make it work. We just had to put the work in. That's it. You gotta make it work. And you gotta know, like, if you counting your career by the days, you're never gonna get there. Right. Because it's a journey. Definitely.
And the reason why I think we was counting those days because in the time we grew up, everything was manual, so we always went off what most people said.
Right.
Not too much what we were saying to ourselves. 10 motherfuckers was kind of sounded the same. We like, you know what? Maybe I do need to change that up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we're the 10 people that'll say, maybe you don't. We didn't have the 10 people to say, well, continue to do that for a little bit. Give yourself another.
Just have patience.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't had the 10 people to say have patience. We had the 10 people that'll tell you to change the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you look at all those things in your life when you growing up and you like, damn, I did something somebody else told me to do outside what I felt like I should have done.
Yo, that's
you
crazy
be like,
you say that.
Damn.
That's crazy you say that because the content that I'm putting out now was content I was putting out years and years ago where people were saying, yo,
that ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna work.
They ain't gonna listen to that hip hop.
They ain't gonna people. Quiet
in the church mouse. You can drop a pen, nigga, and they ain't even gonna blink.
Quiet as a mouse right now. Like, damn,
they ain't even gonna blink.
Right.
Yeah,
he had it right.
Yeah, he had it right. Because again, who the fuck can tell you it was wrong if they ain't living out what you're right? What they think that they telling you ain't right about.
Right. You chasing the bet. You're not trying to preserve the art. You're not trying to influence, the people the positive way. You just trying to chase a bag, which is cool. Get your money. But at the end of the day,
I never made money off the rap yet.
I feel you, bro.
And I tell niggas, I don't know if I ever will, but one thing for certain, my shit gonna last longer out this motherfucker than any nigga who did make some money off it, or the corporations who did. Right. Because the thing is, it's no corporation that can snatch it out the infinity air.
Yeah.
Them other niggas be having a machine that be like, boop, shit disappear, whoop, and we don't want that up. Whoop, you like,
right.
Ooh. Because they the ones that put it up.
Right. How many times we hear stories of somebody blowing up, going viral, getting co-signed by everybody in the industry. Then like 2 years later, oh man, they robbed me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that label, man. Yeah, I hate them people. And you like, well, damn.
I ain't get paid. I ain't get paid yet.
Hey, Bug, I ain't get paid yet. I ain't make money off of this and that. No, I'm coming to tell you, come get the hell. I ain't made money off of this. But like I tell niggas, if y'all really listen to the records, you'll hear niggas saying that tour life ain't good.
It ain't, man. It ain't.
That tour life ain't good.
They signing people just to get them locked up. They don't even dig that part.
They signing niggas just to put insurance policies on niggas that knock you off.
Oh yeah, he in
on the tour bus.
All right, we going to set it up. We get a deal.
Yeah. Let that nigga go right back to the grill.
Crazy.
That's what I'm saying. This shit's crazy. It's ludicrous. So now, right? We gonna go right into So you got a lot of your albums are dope.
Man, thank you.
But this new album is different.
This the one. I like my man said the other day. This is my Illmatic, bro.
It gotta be because
Illmatic. Yeah.
And I see why you waited. You're like, I'm glad we waited because I got a chance to listen. You know what I'm saying? And I love all the cuts. I love all the tracks. And they fire. Like I say, I feel like it's cultural music. Yeah. It's for the culture. It's for hip hop. You know what I mean? It's for the storytelling. It's a space where you can be diverse and also understand life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From all walks of life. You know what I mean? A lot of people they want this fast hip hop. They want this same shit every you know what I mean? They want to shake their ass every record.
They want to get cool to have fun, but get something to grow on. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the tracks I'm getting a lot of attention for on the album is the open book joint, right?
That open book joint, crazy.
Book, that's like a movie, but that's my life. That's really like, you know what I'm saying? What people been waiting on. Like, damn, he really took it there. Like, I had to. Shout out to my brother Donnie.
Because people be thinking that you was rapping humble. See, people thought that you was just a humble rapper. You don't gotta be no street nigga and all that to know what's going on in the street.
Right.
You see what they get. First of all, he from the essence of seeing where the gangster shit get you.
Right. Listen, my mom used to have the boys that run the block. Yeah. Like they was her young boys. In my crib.
Who wasn't hustling back then in the 80s?
You feel me?
That was
like, I've been around that all my life. I want to glorify.
I was born in a crack house. You know, people don't understand. Like that shit is trauma. It ain't nothing to glorify, but at the same time, we made it out. So we the ones that can tell y'all what be happening, what the consistency of what's going on, and what we convicted to, and how we got over it. You know what I'm saying? How we got, not saying over it, but how we got past it.
Right.
So we overcame it. Yeah. And these are and you know, and some of these stories are raw. You know what I mean? Don't get it effed up. Like shit was ludicrous back in the 80s. These kids think they got it hard now. No. Imagine waking up to 30 dope fiends and you looking for your mother.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Shit like shit.
Or your people's coming to get you and your little brother out the crack house.
Right. You feel me? And you ain't never going back to that crib, but you like, but you ain't going with your parents neither. You like, you know, this shit was traumatizing. That's how I felt first grade. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't going to school. I was trying to fucking eat figure out how I'm gonna eat every day.
That's it. Like, that's real.
And watch my ass. You know what I'm saying? And at 6 and 7, grandma came and got me 87.
Right.
So, you know, I tell people.
See, we share the same story.
Yeah, grandma came and got me 87. They bombed them. I was born in Logan at Einstein, so I'm an uptown nigga for real. Right. So that's kind of like where I think I get my universe. When people be like, damn, dog, you just... Right, I'm uptown for real.
Earth I'm in my turf.
Yeah, but Earth is my turf. God is my protector. I got the armor on 24/7. So when the demons look at me, they be like, we can't touch him. He's covered.
No,
and so people be like, damn, you walk around, I'm feet on ground. I've been like this my whole life, bro. I never been up here and then got knocked down here. Right. So I always been down here.
I'm trying to come up.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Even when I did come up, I had a peak where it was like, you know, that remember The Price is Right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I didn't went up. I done had some peaks.
Yeah,
and then you got, you know, as motherfuckers see you. It's funny about it because it's a game show. Everybody get a chance to see you making the money as you playing the game.
And you know what's
even on the show.
The best part people don't know. When you down and when you up, when you stay the same, like you ain't gonna know if I got it.
Exactly. But the funny thing is, you seeing a nigga get it, so they seeing me, and then there's people going. So it's not that a nigga wanted to come back down. Some of us got pulled back down.
Yeah, I feel you.
And it's like, damn, okay, now we living out. Now we see what it looks like when you cut all that off.
Yeah,
cut all that baggage off. We get these dope albums. Yeah. We get the dope MCing. You get that peace,
right? Where
you can go into your zone. And this is what I did. I said, damn, if I got to lose everything to be the best that I'm supposed to be, maybe that's how it was written.
Yeah, that's how I was told.
You know what I'm saying? Because only God knows. But at the end of the day, what don't kill you always make you stronger.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what keep me going every time. And the squad, you know what I mean? Shout out to Rob, Stashes. Shout out to
my boys, Raw Dub.
Shout out to Jimmy Bones.
Long live Lil Stashes.
Yeah, long live my godson, Lil Stashes, man. You know what I'm saying? I lost my godson. And
sincere condolences.
I appreciate it, man. People don't know, like, you know, I was his toy. You know what I'm saying? I was his real toy. Like, he had toys, but like, I would get the phone call, he missing his toy, man. Like, he wanted, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, my godson, you know, he on my wall when you get a chance off camera, and like he's right above my studio. So it's like when I look up,
he with you.
I'm doing this in the essence of him because at the end of the day, he's not here no more. But this is what he was doing for us.
Yeah.
He was coming up, he was rapping, you know what I mean? You know, they played sports and ball and a lot of other different things, you know what I mean? And Rob ain't forced hip hop on him. Big Rob ain't forced hip hop on him.
Right, it was just around him.
It was around him. You know what I'm saying?
So, remember I told you my uncle, shout out to my Uncle Paul on my mom's side, shout out to my Uncle Phil on my dad's side. Like, it always been around me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I had a liking to, you know, for myself.
Right. But and you supported though. You was supporting what you was looking up to.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And like, even with Rob, like Big Rob was in my life since I was 13. Like the first time I seen Minister Society, he had the movie. Like, and we like, how the fuck he get the movie? And it just came out, and he was the guy that had the bootlegs, but the shit was crispy clean, nigga. Like it was HD, nigga. We like, who the fuck filmed this?
Damn, that's dope.
And you know, he rapped. So, you know, that's what I was trying to impress. It was like, yo, like his one of his children's mother was like, was schooling me, like my big sis, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, she like, no, you know, my baby father, he rap, you know what I mean? So I'm giving a demo tape after demo tape, trying to figure out if she liked this shit and if he like it. And I'm seeing her like, did he listen yet? And she like, no, he ain't come down. I ain't get a chance to give it to him. And then one day she came and knocked on the door. And was just like, yo, he heard it and was like, yo, he want to see you.
Damn,
and I'm like, what? I'm like, grandma, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. So, he finally pulled up on the block, whatever, and I got a chance to spit for him, and we've been together ever since, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Ryan Stashes, man. Definitely.
That's big bro for life, man, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know, like, it was hard doing the Roam Your Favorite Rapper shit by myself. We all had to go out and try to find a way. Right. Outside the group, we all try to go out and find a way. We always look at it like long as one of us, if all it takes is one of us to get in.
That's it.
You know what I'm
saying? Y'all all in the same car.
Yeah, all in the same car.
One driver, but we all get into the same destination. If people had that mentality, it'd be better out here.
It'd be better out here.
But everybody want to be in the driver's seat.
Everybody want to drive the fucking fork.
Like you could be in the trunk.
Right, nigga, you can sit. I don't give a fuck, nigga. As long as I can breathe, nigga, and look, you give me some water, something back there.
We all gonna be at the same place.
Open that trunk when we get there. I'm on some Mr. T shit. Y'all can knock me the fuck out, nigga. Put me on the plane. That nigga used to wake up and be like, right. Where the fuck we at?
Right.
They like, nigga, nigga, but they was a fucking team, nigga. And they did everything. They ain't asked that nigga one question. They be like, yeah, come on here.
Right.
That nigga be like, yo, no motherfucker, I ain't get on no plane. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas was flying hours though.
No, real right.
Shit, through jungles and all types of shit. Them niggas, so life is real. But what I love about that sitcom is team.
Yeah.
It's no I in team, man. That's everybody played their part where that show was so fly. You couldn't get around not watching it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's how we gotta move in this hip hop game. We got like I told somebody the other day, they was talking about like certain people, the stars that come on my show are people that's a prestige, you know what I mean, was like that, I didn't have a fee, you know what I mean, really for
right.
And everybody was like, you need to come up with a fee. Like if niggas don't look out, niggas should look out. Like you shouldn't have to even ask, wrong. Like motherfuckers should just, and I'm like, huh?
Right.
And I'm like, well, no, cause they like, nigga, look, how we all independent.
Right.
We don't take care of one another.
Exactly.
Nigga, how do we get it?
Right.
We don't got no loans and we ain't got no record deals.
Right.
So we got to spend our money with each other. Nigga, you got 15 fucking lights in here. My man was tripping. He was tweaking. And it was funny because it was crazy because he was, Bugs get to see the shit.
Right.
They like, bro, look, you humble nigga. But nigga, you got to stop putting a lot of things in before you too. You got kid, you got light bills, I'm like, okay, cool.
Right.
So I had to sit down and really it took me like a week to really formulate the shit. Like, all right, man.
And I'm sure you made it reasonable.
Hell yeah, like I'm not even on that for because in reality, it's not in certain situations. To me, it's not about the bread.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It'd be more about I want my niggas to tell their stories and shit. But like my nigga was saying, like something that nigga, you're a platform now. You've been doing this shit for 6-7 years now, Ron. Like
and you got traction, bro.
Yeah, emotion. Like motherfuckers. Bro. I got.
That's why I say, yo, for this new album, man, you gotta.
Real shit. Like, and that's what I say. And like I tell niggas, like I don't tell all my business, but I tell niggas like, what money don't sometimes come in the other forms. Like that's why I was like, you know what, we gonna do a joint. You know what I mean? Like I need one in my clip. No, because it's deserving, and I want niggas to know, like, people, because sometimes people think I ain't a rapper no more. Like, they be thinking I'm just
get busy, and we got something coming.
You know what I'm saying? And we got something coming. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but it ain't about me. It's about Dell. You know what I'm saying? This is Entrepreneur Talk Live. What wrong with your favorite rapper? But this is Dell's story. You know what I'm saying? So you got the new album. Tell them a little bit, like you said. You already started off. You saying they already loving it. I know they. First of all, you just booked your first show, by yourself.
City Winery. Shout out to the whole City Winery. My man Sean. Shout out to CC. They believe in the movement. You know what I'm saying? I've been a local support artist for a couple artists that came before. So, when the album was about to drop, I said, it's time to do something different.
Right. No, real shit, bro.
Do a headline joint. He was like, yeah. Definitely can do that.
Yeah, bro. You got South Street on lock,
man. I appreciate that.
You've been, even be obligated to be, I'm just honored to be able to say I was in one of the performances.
And you always welcome back. We had a
exactly. No, yep.
What he's referring to is the Wordsmith experience. I do that every second Friday of the month at Khyber Pass Pub. That's 56 South 2nd Street in Old City. Like if you remember back in 2010, 2009, Cafe Spice used to be right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm right where we used to be having fun at, you know what I'm saying? Now bringing the unity.
Damn, there's still little spots and shit over there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, like Blue Martini.
I ain't been over there in a minute. That's crazy.
It's feeling like that again, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to my brother Bob, Crate Diggers, you know, that was the essence of the Wordsmith experience, man.
That's a blessing,
like you said, that's when my boy was there. They rocked that joint.
Yeah, no, real shit.
Come to Kaiba and rock on that stage. You know, there's good food there. It's good. I don't
drink. I don't drink. You see the bottles on the table.
But, you know, you got to endorse. You know what I mean?
Man, shout out to Luke Belair, man. Shout out to Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? They sponsored Ross, came and like one of the he liked me and Asia Sparks interview. Yeah. So I knew that was the cosign right there. I was like, wow. And you know, you never know I take a risk. You know, I'm a risk taker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, Dale? Like I always been that. You know what I mean? Whatever my squad couldn't do, you know, I was boot on feet, and I'm like, okay, you know, Rob holding the studio down, rewriting and coming up with different hooks and different things. Ree is an
animal, yeah.
This was
he an animal, brother, man. I love
my brother.
I love what he represent. I love that he keeps pushing. I love how he's about his family. I love all that, man.
Perseverance is everything, man.
DiCaprio.
And I want people to know my brother be going through a lot of pain.
Yeah, you know for sure.
And y'all might not know when y'all see him, y'all can't tell, but he always, you know how many times he didn't held me up. Yeah. And he the one that need to be, you know, sometimes held up, but he didn't put it. I didn't leaned on him plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? And I love my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And that's just facts. You know what I'm saying? I would not be here without them. Right. And that's just I can't. You know, I tell people that's just the facts. There's no way around it. I love my team. You know what I'm saying? They my team. When I'm not with them, I'm with them. You know what I'm saying? I want niggas to know, like, Raw Deal Squad, Entertainment. We did our motherfucking thing out here.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? You say that, right? But 20 years ago, before me and Ree ever did a record together, I knew about y'all from my man Perry. So Perry,
Perry P.
Yeah,
that's my OG, man.
No, another Perry, younger Perry.
Dark skin?
Yeah, brown skin. Yeah. I think it was like Ree cousin or you know what I'm saying? I knew Perry. Yeah. And he used to always tell me about y'all. You know what I'm saying? That was even before me.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And that's why I say I know we was out there working, and that's why I was always feet on ground. I don't even think, because you know sometimes when you like we was stuck in the studio so much. We did a lot of shows, but we was performers, man. We was in that studio fucking making. You got to think you a group. Songs is coming every fucking day. Every time we meeting up or getting together, we recording something, like you know what I'm saying. So like I say, we might be in the fucking studio all night, all morning. You know what I mean? 6, 7 songs. Yeah, I'm on the hook on one joint in the verse. Ree might got the hook on this one. Right, he might be starting this joint. We was just it was on some Wu-Tang shit for real. Like,
and definitely shout out to the hip hop pioneer Perry P. That's my brother. That's my brother right there. Love,
you know what I'm saying? No, that's love right there, man. You know, and like I say, this is a great platform to be on because, like I say, these are original stories. These ain't made up. It ain't prepped. Right. You know what I mean? I ain't hit Dell with 50 million questions because at the end of the day, we're talking.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is a conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
And things that y'all need to hear. So now that the album booming.
Yeah. Oh, it hit DSPs July 15th.
You took the words right.
Yes, indeed. Yep. Shout out to Spitsland Records, the legendary Chuck D. You know what I'm saying? C-Dot. You know, they distribute my new album, man. It's the first of many that's coming.
Yo, man,
so that's why I be trying to tell Philly, like, listen, man, greatness is in the city. Like,
it's in the city. It's always been here.
Yeah, man.
Niggas just got to get off the bullshit and stop being lazy. Stop taking shortcuts.
Right.
Pay your people.
That's it.
Pay each other.
Right. Support each other.
Support each other. When we start paying each other, we'll start being able to support one another because again, why pay people that you ain't fucking with for real? Right. You know, I mean, if I can spend money with you, then I know I can come out and support you. And then always remember, when you pay forward, you always going to receive it double back.
That's what people don't understand. Like I told you about the situation yesterday, right? You know what I mean? I wake up this morning, somebody done bought the album for way more than what it cost. I said that was a sign of, you know what I'm saying?
That's God, because at the end of the day, the people that can grab it, that want to grab it, right? You know what I mean? Like me, like I was going to grab it last week.
Yeah.
All my bills, it's the first shit came off the card. But I'm going to most definitely actually just, you know, when you hit me, I'm going to grab it just for G, you know, just to support.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And that's what people don't understand. Like, you got to support. Understand is when we putting these albums and records out, it costs us money.
It costs money.
Not saying that that's your fault and that's your burden.
Right.
What we basically saying is treat us like any other business.
That's it. That's all
we're fighting for is
right.
This is a business. You know what I mean? Even
though the
TV made it a fairy tale, made it seem like money just fall out the sky. And some of those guys are getting record deals and all that, but it's tax write-offs and they loans.
Right.
So now that we understand that education part of hip hop, understand that's why we're not looking for record deals no more. And y'all hear a lot of artists going independent. And when we say indie and independent, we meaning we got to go in our own pockets. There's no money at the end of the year. There's no fucking tax return. There's nothing. We coming out our pocket. We stressing our family members out. You know, it's shit like prison damn near. You know, it's like prison trying to make a fucking album and music for y'all to listen to. And we still trying to teach y'all the game at the same time. And y'all still looking at us like we got record deals and shit and money falling out trees and shit and out the sky, and we can help y'all. We want to help. Right. But we got to find a way to get these people in our city, our mayor and all these other people to fund us, support us, so we can give back to our community when these streams come in and this money come in off these DSPs and off these MP3s and you know, streaming outlets and stuff like that. You know, everybody's taking $1. You know, when you put what Snoop did, he did 1 billion streams and only made 40K.
Yeah, like he was like, oh no, this highway robbery, right?
Like, come on, man, there's no way in hell. And then we go back and listen to Michael Jackson when he said, I made Sony billions, and my album get blackballed in America, it go platinum everywhere else but America, then that's something up. That's how you know it's a system.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So we know we gotta let up off our artists, love on our artists more. Love on the younger generation coming up trying to make music, and TV and everything made them feel like they were superheroes and everything else, but we losing our kids in these streets. Gun violence is at an all-time high. Losing our young black entrepreneurs and young black kings and losing our young queens and princesses. I never thought at 45 years old I'd be sitting here talking about music called, you know, death around music. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know.
That was supposed to get us out.
That was supposed to get us out. That was the way out.
We didn't try to come in.
Yeah, that was like basketball. Like it was like, okay, you know what I mean? Right. You spit, nigga, you might get amongst the spitters. Right. And this shit now make you don't even want, you know, pick up a pen and paper. That's why I don't even write no more. Because if I start writing, I might fucking write a book about death. And we ain't trying to do that. We're trying to, you know what I mean? I ain't saying the music is all happy, but we still trying to get to a happy place, that quiet place. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get both sides.
Shout out to my nigga Fat Boy.
Gotta get good, the bad, the ugly. It's not just all kill. It ain't all F this, F that, F this shit. On, like, no, man, let's celebrate having a family.
Yeah, let's celebrate, man. Celebrate life, nigga. You wake up, you know, Wallow said something today. It's crazy because his post today was it's everybody's birthday. Happy birthday. You woke up today because 43 million people died this year. 41 million and something people died this year. 40,000 people died this month. Damn. So you know what I'm saying? He said, so if you woke up today and there's something billion people, come on, it's a celebration, man. You know, and that's why I was glad I was having you today, because I'm like, this shit gonna be dope. I got Dell today too, right after the 4th. I'm like, that's love, because you know, and that's why I say, you know, things are timing. Yeah, you know.
For sure.
So it's just great to just have you here, you know what I'm saying, and be able to talk about what you do. Yeah. You had a dope show, man. Tell the people a little bit about the show, man. Like, you know, like how you felt up there holding down your own show and had, you know, it was a sold out show.
Sold out show, bro.
Sold out show, man.
So shout out to everybody who was on the lineup. Shout out to Ani Mook. Shout out to Bipolar. Shout out to my little bro, Forever Telling Me. Shout out to my brother Teeth. Shout out to Big Cuz for hosting it, Naima. Shout out to my DJ J, the audiophile. Like I said again, shout out to the whole City Winery Philadelphia for believing in it, man, and thinking that, you know, to be successful. Facts. Alhamdulillah, it was, man. Shout out to everybody that bought the ticket. Shout out to everybody that reposted. Shout out to everybody that bought the album. like that really means a lot. Like my man said, we invest in ourselves. We betting on this every day. So when we see y'all like just blindly supporting people that's already out of here, that you can't have a conversation with.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? How y'all go so hard for them and you're so proud of them, but the people you actually grew up with
don't get no
traction. You know what I'm saying? Drop something crazy.
It's dry.
And y'all watching the responses and y'all just acting like it's not there. Yeah, like that right there gotta change. That gotta change.
What niggas gotta understand is this: we're in the game. You know, a lot of people don't. It took me a minute. It took me a few years. Like, you know, when I first, when hip hop, when Tune pulled me in, I was already online doing my thing.
Yeah.
But when he pulled me in, it made it more relevant because now I'm actually outside touching the people compared to just being on the phone and
indeed
you going live. That's cool and all, but I'm from an era of being
in the mix.
Hand to hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being in the mix, people seeing you, people knowing that you're actually real. I don't need a social media to tell my community and my neighborhood and my city I exist. This ain't no made up facade behind this motherfucking phone and this Instagram post or this or IG period.
Right.
You know, we from an era of, we was here before social media, and I want to throw something out there. Like, you know, I tell people, they be like, well, what's your methods? My methods is, I'm from an era where we broke toys and put them back together. We took shit apart. So I'm from an era where we use shit. We don't get used by the shit. So, you know, I tell y'all niggas, use Instagram. Stop being used by Instagram.
Right.
Instagram is fucking y'all Instagram up because y'all allowing it to use y'all. Y'all not using it.
Right.
When y'all start controlling it and using it, then it have to conform to us.
Yeah, you got to control the narrative.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So all that jumping on the joint, I got a business Instagram, so don't jump on my shit talking about, oh, he was in this person likes and this person likes, man. I'm liking people's shit so they can like my shit.
Right. It's about networking.
Period. But when you don't have nothing to show, you'll assume that. That's low frequency, negative shit, and that's coming from off the sidewalk. If you grown, you adult, you smart, you got some wisdom with you, you know that shit is sidewalk talk.
Right.
We don't do no sidewalk talk over here. We do entrepreneur talk.
Right. We embracing each other over here.
You feel me?
We motivating people over here.
Real shit. And Del got that work, you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't support Del P, you know what I'm saying? Then I don't know what y'all want out of hip hop. Y'all like that bullshit. And at the end of the day, you know, I was told, I come from an era where, you know, you put out shit, you get shit.
Yeah.
You know, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So stop acting like you don't know why the fuck shit going on, like it's going on. This is what it looked like when everybody turned the cheek.
That's it. Like sweeping under the rug.
Yeah,
like,
y'all want to sweep the shit under the rug, turn the cheek. I don't know this person, that, that. And y'all know niggas got pistols and guns on them, and niggas got this, and niggas is walking around doing this and that. Y'all know what the fuck is going on, but what happens? Oh, well, you know, that ain't my business. I'm minding my business. Okay, well, as long as y'all minding y'all business, there's going to be a lot of shit going on, and you ain't going to know nothing about it. And motherfuckers is ending up in boxes.
This is facts.
So we got to wake up, smell the roses, get your fucking head out, get your mouths off the caffeine. You know what I mean? Freddy Krueger most definitely ain't coming for y'all, but the way this shit going down, nigga,
that's spooky.
This shit's a Halloween party.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean, Del? But no, the album is great, man. I salute you for the album.
I appreciate it.
You know what I mean? You done did a lot of shout outs, so you know, I don't even think you need no shout outs. So I always ask everybody on the show, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, inshallah, I should be on the world tour. You know what I'm saying? I should be touring.
I fuck around and be with you.
Yeah, what? you need to know that.
And I fuck around in our song. We fuck around when I need to perform. That'd be that one joint that we gonna go out there and fuck them up.
That part.
You know, and that's the great thing about having multiple division in your craft.
Right. And
with your folks and your people, when you able to make dope decisions and dope moves, that's the blessing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what your strengths are.
Yeah.
God is good at all times, man. Jesus Christ is you know, like I tell people, you know, somebody died for me,
right,
or whatever, put their life on the line, whatever cause.
I gotta take advantage.
I gotta find out who that man is,
right,
or whoever that being is, and figure out the divineness of that, because everybody ain't dying for everybody.
Right.
We see it.
Because we see it's more for self these days. Remember, it was do for self, meaning do for self for us.
Right, yeah. Now
it's really
it's like do for self.
Like,
I don't know nothing. They don't care about nothing, bro.
Yeah, man. So we gotta get out of that.
We need each other. You know, I do the podcast, I do multiple things, so believe me, I be needing, I got my cousin in here helping me now.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't run back and forth. Right. I could, but I might trip, what I'm saying, on the court, just going back and forth. So you gotta, like I said, you gotta know your strengths. But we all need help. I do not do this shit by myself. Dale don't do it by himself.
Not at all.
His best friend is his wife, and she always. And imagine having a wife that's been supporting you since you started.
Imagine having a wife that's a hip hop head.
That too. That's what I'm saying.
Like, even that, like we be in the world, like she bumping Ghost, she bumping. You know what I'm saying? Moses Def, like
you motivated.
Like it's like
motivated, inspired. Yes,
love made for me. Right? You know what I'm saying? And we met on the day that hip hop was like, you can't make none of this up,
crazy,
bro.
Man.
You can't make none of it up. So be sure to follow my wife, Zayna Love. She got the best shea butter on the planet.
No, I need some of that. I need some of that. I love,
Yeah, man. I got
I'm 45, but I still got the baby smooth skin. Everything that's gonna make me better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
She gonna have that glow.
Yeah. And it's from Broski, so I'm wearing it. I'm fucking around and give me 2, 3. I put them on the table.
No doubt. That's love.
Let them know, like, get that shea butter, man.
Yeah,
from Sis.
Get that Zay shit.
Get that Zay shit. You know what I mean? That Zay butter. Y'all better get up with it. That's what I'm saying. Entrepreneurship at its finest. You know what I'm saying? He's hip hop. He's doing music. He's about to be he's touring now. You know what I'm saying? He's had his own show. You know what I'm saying? Wife got the products. Yeah. And that's what we talking about first. Understanding that everything, music and product goes hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure.
People be like, well, how do you sell music? Well, I always understand that if you see all the artists, they're in products. So it's always products and themes around the music.
Right.
You got television, you got TV, you got video games. There's so many different things that y'all could put y'all music in. So don't just think narrow-minded and think, okay, I could just load it up, throw it on the Apple Music.
Right, right. You got to be like this.
I'm going to take off. No, you know what I mean? You could do that if you got things going on in other areas.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like a person like me, I could just put music out anytime I want because I'm at a piece at my life where it's like I just love being able to leave something here for my daughter. And the more music I put out, the more equity I have. So it's like I'm looking at like a 20, 30 year span of all the music that I have out now. By the time, even if it's 30, 40K,
right,
that's still there for my daughter.
Right, and I made it from,
and I believe that.
That's it.
Nobody owns it. Like on my publishing, I own, you know what I mean? Sound chain exchange. If I do go out and perform something, I'm lit.
Right.
So it's like I tell people, just get your business right. Get your LLCs, get your EIN numbers. A lot of these things are free. Yeah. You just got to research. Stop going on Google and stop telling motherfuckers, oh, Google don't work and Google this. Man, I Google everything. And any idea that come in my head, rather it's me trying to find some pictures.
Right.
I go to Google and find every idea that I decide to pop up in my head that God allows me to think of.
Right.
That shit is right there at the tip of a button.
No doubt. And understand, you get what you negotiate. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to them.
Get what you negotiate.
Talk to them.
Make sure you get them entertainment attorneys to read for you before you sign anything.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother, the legendary Tracy Lee.
Read
that any contract I sent him.
Listen, that's big bro.
You know what I'm saying? And he on the album too.
Yes.
I got Trey on the album. I got Master Ace on the album. Got Speech on the album. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. It's going down like that.
Listen, the last album that nigga went, listen, the last
Grand Poobah on
listen, the last album.
Last Joe had Grand Poobah.
What?
Man.
Nigga was getting ready to get real busy with one of the DJ legends.
Yo, man.
Before they passed. He's about to get busy with him for real. That shit was about to go up. Man. And it's crazy because when I ran into rest in peace to him too. Oh man, what's his name?
You talking about Fat?
DJ not Scoop. The other that passed away during COVID. DJ
was it K Slay?
K Slay.
Yeah.
I had just met K Slay maybe a month or 2-3 weeks prior to him passing.
Yo, that's crazy.
And sometimes I sit back and just be like, well, you got to think, right? I take pictures, I film, so I collect I got a lot of people on these pictures in this footage, bro. Yeah. I sit back and not just P&B Rocks, the YG Cheese. There's a lot of people, you know what I mean? The Fat Jesus.
Yeah.
The you know what I mean? The LGP quad. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
I done felt so many of these young kids.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
I be in this joint crying, bro, at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Like this I watch so much talent fly off the earth, bro. Mm-hmm. From just evil shit.
Right, over unnecessary stuff too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like evil shit for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or just
what you gonna do with that chain? Like what you gonna do with it,
bro? Like
you can't pawn it.
Come on, and he ain't never coming back to buy no more chains to get any more to rob a nigga again for any more chains if you got away with that. So it's just like y'all, nothing. What I just say, nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Nothing.
When you do a nothing act, it never brings nothing to you because it's already nothing.
Right. Life already shook.
I never seen nobody turn nothing into nothing. Like you just nothing into something. Like it's like you could turn nothing into something, but when you taking lives, that'll never be nothing.
Yeah,
you will never be nothing. That's the worst.
Because either they gonna take your life or the jail's gonna take your life.
Period. Or you might fuck around and take your own life.
Right, because you can't do. Because
you can't even bear to live with it once you realize you have a soul.
Yeah, reality set in.
And that's most of the time when niggas shit activate. They be like, oh, the voice talking to you. Oh, you hear him now. You hear it now?
Facts.
Oh, yeah. And this shit is sad, man. This is crazy, man. So, put the guns down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on in the city.
Love people while they here too.
That too. Ain't give them their flowers. Let me give you your flowers now, baby.
Thank you, bro.
My brother deserves his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Rome, your favorite rapper. One of the nicest, one of the dopest MCs, lyricists, artist, writer, father, husband, creative, actor, activist.
That's another. People don't know. I started acting when I was a young boy.
See what I'm saying?
Shout out to Yo A Cat. You know what I'm saying? That actually like groomed me as an artist and as an actor, because we was opening up by rapping, me and Zukan. Shout out to Zukan. He did balling for Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? So
see what I'm saying?
This is crazy. So Zukan was at Yo A Cat. Air Smooth was at Yo A Cat. Rest in peace to Air Smooth. That was Black Thought best friend. Black Thought was at Yo A Cat. Fred Burnett was at. So I had all of these like major influences.
That's crazy.
When I was in middle school, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like by the time I got the Yo A Cat, Thought had just got his deal and was coming out with the organics and. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just gonna tell you like this: if I was on anywhere and that you're going, I'm taking.
I appreciate.
You know what I mean? But like I tell people, man, sometimes if we, what we thought was the speed of life was a blessing that we didn't get that speed of life because we wouldn't have the people that I think we have in our life.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't understand what we really was getting into and doing. You know what I mean? People don't know how deep music is rooted. And how far it's a rabbit hole that's just we can't even talk about half of this shit. You know what I mean? On the podcast we could, but I don't even want to because it go over people's head.
Right? They
just think it's money falling out the sky. Cars, houses, and gates and success. That you can't.
Right? You got work. You got to work for it.
They don't even gonna remember you by the work anyway. You think they're gonna remember me spending money? They just gonna be like, he spent some money.
Right.
The motherfuckers ain't gonna even be able to give y'all a number, but the work that I put out. I won't always be able to see that, and they'll put out some magnificent work. The work is still coming. I know this
new album, man. We just getting started.
Yeah, I feel it in you, bro. I feel it.
You know what I'm saying? We dropped the video for Flying Colors. Shout out to my brother I Killed Dawood. You know what I'm saying? That's the oldest child of Kendrick Family Soul.
Yeah, damn, that's his oldest son.
Yes, that's crazy. The oldest son.
Crazy.
And the crazy thing about that, right?
That's crazy.
He was on my album cover 10 years ago. When I was in the class.
See what I'm saying?
Listen.
This is what I'm saying. Like
I was in the school, right?
Pay attention, y'all. This nigga been making history and doing some history shit though. And now I see why just that blockage from the city would make anybody a little disgusted and disappointing, because it's like, come on, y'all, like what else do I need?
Right. Like like what my man from Little Brother say, Fonte. Dope beat, dope rhymes.
Yeah, what else
do y'all want?
Fuck, you want a nigga standing up here like Richard Pryor naked?
Like, what else do y'all
come
want?
on, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, with music, and then getting that phone call. So now we gonna end this joint off by this story of,
oh man,
imagine putting in different submissions,
right?
And we ain't gonna bring up the name of the where we submitted at, but just putting in some submissions and getting turned down for a few years straight. and when an incident happened now in 2025, it just happened over this that's going on right now through this weekend.
Right.
My brother get a phone call from them same people that denied him 4 or 3 years straight. We need you.
Yeah, can you be on standby?
And my brother turned it down because you got to understand something, right? If you didn't need me then, why am I so important now? But y'all still calling me on the back end, and still want me to come in off the back end. If you can't call me from a front end line,
I ain't a replacement player.
Yeah, you feel me? We not replacing nothing out here, man. We the city, we the structure, we the foundation, we the street.
That part.
Cars flying past and fuck around and recognize one of us before they recognize y'all. Why? Because y'all not outside.
What's crazy is I can get called from shout out to Baltimore, man. You know, I did Afrin, and they had like no questions asked.
You see what I'm saying?
I got off the stage. Here you go.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? Paid show. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I mean when I say people respect the people that's putting the work in. We have to.
And another thing, man, Philly, y'all gotta stop this right here. Stop asking for W-9s and y'all not paying people. Why am I filling out the W-9 if y'all ain't paying me a check?
Oh man. Shit is crazy, man. They still doing that.
I love my city, but tighten up, please.
Please, man, because that's crazy. Like you wanna write me up, but I just said you wanna tax me off, but ain't put no money in my pocket to tax me off. But you still want to write me off. Yeah. Like I'll actually work for you. Like if we gonna do this shit, let's do this shit right, man. Stop it, man. And all this, you know, I want people to understand too, you know, Wild and Rome and Culture District and drippyfish.com, we are part of a media company. So when y'all see us in these venues and stuff like that, shout out to all the venues, but at the same time it's like, come on, y'all. Yeah. You know, we need the bands, we need the access, we get the work, we know the artists, we know the crowd, we are part of the show. Yeah,
get in tune with what's going on in the city, because
please, it's different.
You know, it's different. No disrespect to nobody, but the Wordsmith experience is the spot for the artist.
Yes.
It is the spot for the hip hop artist.
Yes.
No disrespect to nobody, but if you ask the people coming in from California,
they
people coming in
from Baltimore,
from Atlanta,
DC and BA, all this good shit.
That's the new go-to spot for hip hop. So come there every second Friday. Copper Pass Pub, good music, good food, good drinks, good vibes. Shout out to everybody that's supporting.
We ain't gonna do none of that other shit. Shit is a great vibe, man.
That's it.
My brother don't bring nothing in but success. You know what I mean? And when people want to know what success is, that means getting through the day, enjoying your event, and everybody making it home safe.
At a reasonable time.
That's what we call success. That's called a calculated plan. Everybody came. You just put all them fucking flyers, clothes on and get fuck them up. I doubt it. When you was putting them on. So we got to come and understand, man, we got to go back and if you're going to have pride in being embarrassed. We got to stop going out embarrassing ourselves.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying, man? I love you, bro.
I love you too, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You know, anytime you welcome on the show, as always, the platform is open. You know, and anytime, you know, anything you got going on, I'm with you. You family.
No doubt, man.
You know
I appreciate everything you do for my movement.
No, real shit, man. The Wordsmith, I meant to have, it's crazy because if it wasn't so hot, I would have had my shirt on, but I had Wild's clothes and shit. And they didn't dry in the fucking dryer downstairs in the building all the way. It was damp.
No doubt.
So, you know, and it ain't open on the weekends.
I done seen the pictures with my man rocking the logo, man.
Oh, yeah, so, man. I got the nigga. Y'all better listen. I don't get rid of nothing.
Wordsmith,
I might still got one of the original shirts. He might have made some more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got red.
That's the
I got blue and red. I got the blue and red joint. Yeah.
So navy blue joint.
So, navy blue. So understand, like, and I done had that shirt for damn near 6-7 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I say I keep my shit clean. Like I wear it one time and I put it in the joint it ain't gonna get me until I watch it every time I put it on that thing. So y'all gotta understand, man. Support means everything, man. Make sure y'all tap into the album. Let them know where the album at, where they can get the album.
Transition to Power right now, available on Bandcamp, or you can DM me.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? I can email the joint. You know what I'm saying? You can even Cash App, PayPal. But it's all about direct to consumer. Streams is cool, but direct to consumer is better.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
We like direct to consumer because who don't want to interact, with a person that's supporting you. That's what I mean when I say we got to learn how to understand that relationship. It's not about the money all the time. Of course, we all want to have a great transaction, but the relationship is going to last longer than the transactions.
That part.
And you won't be able to do no more great transactions if you don't even build a fucking relationship. So build a relationship, man, with these people that support you and support them. They might have something going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't never mind the exchange. Like I say, I love the double up. You know what I mean? You take care of me, I'm gonna always take care of you.
Yeah, man, we gotta build on each other. Like seriously, like, you know, don't be misused, but use each other. You know what I'm saying? My brand, you know what I'm saying, is supporting your brand, your brand supporting using each other.
That's how we rock out. Just don't misuse me. You know what I'm saying? But use me. Don't not use your intelligence. Like I say, until if anybody ever think they gotta do some shiesty shit to us or to anybody, realize that when you do that, that's about to alter your time and space and theirs. So now don't try to live your life like it's regular. You just altered it. So stay in your space and conduct your shit and get your shit together and allow other people to figure out their shit, because you might be taking somebody out here that was just still trying to figure out their shit.
That's it.
And you think they know some shit because you thinking more than you thinking for them. Think for yourself.
You thinking off perception. You know what I'm saying? Like off perception. I see you doing this. I see you doing that. But you don't know what it's taking. You don't know what I had to go through.
I'd rather tell you my story, how it took. Then you kill me and get me out of here for some change. And now you still don't have no discovery because you didn't discover. But I say nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
You know it'd be crazy, like somebody see me do something like the Roots Picnic, or they'd see me on Fox, and they'd be like, "How you get that?" What you mean? How I get that? First of all, the music got me there. That's how I got there.
Bro, they ask me this shit every time.
Like the music got me there, but building with the person. You know what I'm saying?
And seeing more in me and getting to hear my voice and my innerness and my spirit and my peace of mind and my knowledge. Like, that's why I say, but when you live in a world they wake up to Alexa and Siri. They don't wake up to remembering your phone number, actually even remembering your name.
They don't do the knowledge, bro.
You know, and I tell people that's where we lack at it in education right now is reading and writing. If we can get back to reading and writing, people hold on to more, because when you're writing shit in cursive, and you ask the average person in cursive, they like, what the fuck is that? They typing all day. They on computers. They on watches. They on cell phones. You be like, God damn, I see why you can make a song and say niggas got Twitter fingers and shit. We couldn't make that shit 15, 20 years ago because Twitter ain't existing. Niggas ain't had no fucking phones. You had to be special to have a fucking BlackBerry or a fucking a beeper.
A two-way.
You had to work to buy that shit. I had two of them, but I had a job. I had a summer job. So again, I understood how to make money and get a job, applications, spend money, Social Security. If you ask a nigga today, what's that SSI number? They want like, what's that? They think it's a gang. SSI.
It's people that won't work, that's out here rapping. They won't work because they feel like they gotta portray.
Bro, if you need money to record, you're not gonna work. That's why I said
I don't want nobody to see me out here.
Man, bro, listen, bro, see you. They not seeing you rapping. Because if you ain't got no money to fund that shit, you can't record nothing, bro. I went to work every day just to go to the studio.
Listen, bro.
My check came in, nigga. I was gone. Niggas looked at me, we in the studio. They're like, huh? Yeah, I was writing shit all week to get to this point right here.
Exactly.
I'm going in that bitch with 5 songs. He like, how many hours you want? I need an hour. You got 5 songs, nigga. They done already. All I gotta do is lay these motherfuckers, and all you gotta do is mix.
That's it.
We gonna lay the 5 joints. But the only reason why I got my own equipment, because when I would do that, it took the process of having fun out of it. I go right in there, lay my 5 joints, and then I'm sitting back there watching my man mix.
But
I wasn't being able to. Everything was like prepped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Prep. Where it was killing my personal spirit. It was like compressing me. You know when Pac said, imagine being like compressed to your own fame or your own.
Right.
It was like, damn. So when I got my own equipment, I started going back into just being freestyling and
like, hold on, I can
just being charismatic,
right,
man.
Let me add this.
I ain't got to worry about paying, like spending no money. I'm losing an hour. Like I'm on timer. I'm like, damn, my nigga. Damn, I ain't get the fifth. I wanted to lay all 5. Now I gotta like I can get up and now I ain't, like I say, I might lay 3 songs a day. I ain't laid in a couple like maybe the last month and a half. But that song I had the beat. I think I laid the first verse, but I didn't have the hook.
Got you.
So when I got the hook together, that's when I was like, this is me. This is me and Dell. This is me and Dell. Dell could fuck this up. And we got a nice little joint in the tuck because this ain't nothing that's gonna take us away from each other's craft.
Oh no,
this some shit that's gonna mesh together.
It's like a about time joint.
Yeah, real shit. No, real shit.
You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my engineer Elway, because that been my engineer forever. You know what I'm saying? And he don't care about time. He like, yo, just get it done. Let's get it done.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, don't even worry about the time. Bro.
Like you need that space. You need that space, man, to think. A lot of these artists sound, Sasquatch because they're compressing so much, and I understand it, it's a time thing. They know it is, but you're not putting out timeless music.
Right.
You're putting out something for a moment.
Yeah.
And then that shit going, and if that shit disappear and you can't create it, reminds me of designer. If you can't create a different element of who you are, or a different sound because you sounded so much like a Future, or you gotta stay consistent and giving your crowd you. That's the only time you gotta be selfish.
Right.
And you're not being selfish to your average people. You just being selfish to the craft of that's how you find yourself. That's how you find your greatness. That's how you find your amazingness. That's how you find this dope shit in you that you be like, yo. That's how you find your spirit, for real.
You know how you become the dopest artist, in my opinion, is when you look at who was your inspiration.
There you go, that too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you first start loving hip hop.
Yup. And if you can go back to that, you're gonna always stay a dope artist. People say you're wrong, you sound young, and I say it ain't. It just I've been through so much in life. I know life.
Yeah.
So I'm not condemned to the box. You can't put me in a box. You can't strangle me up. You can't tell me I'm the worst in those situations because I'm assertive and I'm consistent. I gotta keep creating and doing something. If I'm not in a space of being able to create and doing something, I feel like I'm losing out here, or I'm like, I'm not sitting in church feet in the pulpit and feet in the collection plate. So it's like, okay, what is my duty to give back as a human being and show in the flesh you can do it.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Without having riches and without having cars and women. And this is me and my daughter, in the crib. So, I tell people every day, man, that's what makes a great man.
Yeah.
When you can stand on your own and own up to the things that you put on earth.
And be comfortable in
your own skin.
That's it.
And make people like you for who you are. Man, that's the best feeling in the world. That's why when we, like I said, we went through that root shit, it was like, fuck that. We ain't let nobody make us believe we not who we are.
Right.
Once they go into that zone, once a nigga go into that zone, it's personal for me.
Right.
Because now you trying to say I'm not who I am. It's like, nigga, you can do your job, but then when you go past that and acting like I'm just some random motherfucking stray.
Right. When you can ask the people who's putting on it, who I am.
You was on the bill.
Shout out to
you was on the bill.
Yeah. Shout out to
you see what I'm saying? That's why I look at the boy. I said, man, I said, you know who this is? Or like, man, listen, bro. And that's why every time I go to these shows now, and this whole year has been, nigga, how they getting in? How they getting in? And just how they getting in? How they getting in?
I'm seeing them.
How they getting in? And it's just because God getting us in.
That's it.
It's meant
to already. You can't blackball God. I don't care.
You can't blackball God.
How much you try, you can't blackball.
You can't blackball God, man. And God, and we ain't even asking for much, but let us in. God, like my two little homies gonna do the work.
Like we put in the work and we ain't asking for.
And then there's times I done been in events. I don't even have to do the work. A lot of people be like, why? I said I'd rather do the work because you never know what somebody not getting or what somebody missed.
Right.
Prime example, we just did the Dell. And Freeway shouted me out on the microphone in front of everybody. and it blew my mind because I was filming for like maybe a half.
Yeah.
And in his performance, he didn't see me sitting. He didn't see me standing there. But when he's speaking, he looked down. He seen me and said, "Rome, your favorite rap." You know, It was just like genuine
Shout
love, man. My bro, always genuine to me. And like I say, I don't take nothing for granted. Yeah. Got a chance to go up there, sing.
Yeah, shout out to Free.
Shout out to Freeway.
Shout out to Crack. They both gave me verses for my album.
Yep.
No charge, no spin, no run around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Crack.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the squad, man. You know, they the ones, they the GOATs. They the kings, they the legends, man, that really hold our musical. I feel like if you take them out of it and just not even having Gil and them rapping anymore and stuff like that, boy, we'd be I'm not saying we wouldn't be around, but it's so hard for them to support us on the level of saying, okay, we ain't got replacements. We got actual artists to fill these voids because they do the same work and put in much energy as these guys. That's when you're going to know our city's unified. When they can stop looking at numbers and start looking at, pay everybody their numbers, but start looking at the art craft like we got the numbers to pay these great artists that's willing to go in front of these crowds and these people to support our city and keep our city alive. We need that, man. We really need the support from our city officials, our governors, our mayor. You know what I mean? We need the support.
That's it.
Because we're lost without the craft, but we bring so much to the city with the craft, we can't even leave it alone.
We made history, bro. Like, it should definitely be more shows where, like, you see Tracy Lee. Man, you should see the youngsters. You should see Schoolie. You know what I'm saying? You should see Bahamadia. My favorite female hip hop artist ever is Bahamadia. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason y'all having old school concerts and not having them people we just named.
People there, man. Real talk. You should see Miss Jade. You should see Nina Ross. You should certain people. You should see Rocky 24/7.
Yeah.
Rocky shouldn't have to go to it. Shout out to my sis. You know what I mean? I love
shouldn't have had to go down to Atlanta.
Yeah, I love my sister for everything she do because we hustlers and grinders. You know what I mean?
And she a Leo, so
you did. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people, like I said, they don't know how tough they think being an MC and this shit easy.
Right.
I'm 45 years old, man. It damn near took 20 plus years to just get here.
Right.
In this position. And I had to build my own door, my own table.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, niggas couldn't get the talent to the people that can use it. You know what I mean? For establishing some great businesses out here.
Right.
I tell people, how many rappers that got a podcast in the city for real, been holding it down since being online. A lot of people was online during COVID, but it was a fluke.
Right.
It was a fluke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And shout out to the Philly First 48s and Johnny Max and Speak Your Mind podcasts and the Wallows and Gillies and the $1 Million for Games and so many different things. Charlie Mack got a joint now coming out.
Yeah, him and Uncle O.
And just different situations. Shout out to Quilly. You know what I mean? Quilly got his joint popping. Shout out to the Hustler of the Year. Shout out to Lido.
Right, that's my brother.
Shout out to Fire Chick. You know what I mean? Air It Out Radio and different things of the people that really you know what I mean? That's like creative platforms for years. You know what I mean? I jumped in it.
Speaking of creative platform, shout out to Music Notch, right?
Shout out to Music Notch.
They do my download cards. If any artists want to get, the physical joints,
I need them.
You know what I'm saying? They got a great,
and you think about all the rooms I'm in, dog.
Yeah, they got a great marketing
to get them Jones out.
Yeah, so shout out to Skeet, shout out to Jay. Make sure y'all follow Music Notch if y'all want y'all, you know what I'm saying, physical copies. That everybody don't do the CDs no more, so they get them on the card. You feel me?
Man, it's like still having it in your pocket.
Yeah, shout out to Music.
We in that digital era. Don't get scared of the technology, man. Build with it. Like I say, use it. Don't abuse it. And don't let it abuse you, because it will suck y'all into the metaverse. And I tell people, man, we was already in the Matrix. So imagine adding the metaverse to the Matrix. You really mentally combobulated. Like you gotta stay focused on staying firm in your spirit, man. Let God lead you.
Yeah, man.
It's all right.
Right, and you gotta have people with you, man. You gotta have to. So I want to shout out my features off the album. I'm gonna run everybody down. You know what I'm saying? So for the artists, we got the legendary speech from Arrested Development.
Right.
We got the legendary Master Ace Juice Crew that was on the best run down the line crew song ever, the Symphony. Master Ace. Shout out to the legendary Tracy Lee, one of my favorite Philly artists personally. And he did a record with my favorite artist of all time, Big. So that lets you know where he was at. Shout out to my brother Forever Telemade. Shout out to my brother T. Shout out to my brother J-Eazy Awkward. Shout out to my brother I Know Brasco. Shout out to my brother Mel Austin Jr. Shout out to my brother Jay Breezy. Shout out to my brother I Kill Dawood. Free my big bro Rain. He got an interlude on the album. I had to put him on there. You know what I'm saying? Again, on the distribution, shout out to the legendary Chuck D, Public Enemy. Shout out to C Dot. On the production, shout out to Track Kida. Shout out to DJ Flash from the Justice League. Shout out to my partner Donnie Boy. Shout out the Snow Goons. You know what I'm saying? We got the Snow Goons.
People don't know the Snow Goons. The Snow Goons did a lot of stuff with Onyx.
Yeah. So shout out to my DJ Jay the Audiophile. He did a record on the album. Did 2 records on the album. And shout out to C Dot, who's he's the president of the label I'm on. He did the record for me in Speech. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to C Dot.
Listen, man, this is history right here in the making. All over again, this is a blessing to have Del P. Like I say, man, everybody that came on, I appreciate it, bro.
You already know.
Everybody that come to this to Entrepreneur Talk, you know what I mean, live. Is love, they family, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, man, I don't charge a major crazy fee, but it is a fee. And it's all right, because you're gonna get your story out there, and I'm most definitely gonna promote and support. So till next time, man. Y'all know the vibes, man. Entrepreneur Talk Live, man. We're on your favorite rapper.
Yes, sir. Your boy Del P. Be sure to follow me at Del P215 on Instagram and at Who Is Del P on Twitter. That's Who Is DELLPEE, and that's on Twitter. Make sure y'all get Transition to Power. It's probably one of the best albums you're gonna get
of the year, man. Real shit, man. We're trying to bring in some awards this year too, man. At the end of the year, so
yes, indeed.
Show that love, man. Appreciate everybody in the community, man. Let's get it till next time, man.
Before I get out of here, gotta show love to the movement, Wordsmith Entertainment. Shout out to my manager, Big Nas. Shout out to my sis, First Lady Tweet. Shout out to everybody that's supporting this movement, keeping this thing going. My man Jay Still, my man Vinny G, Jay the Audiophile, Big Cuz, Naeem, T, Forever Telemade. We pushing the Wordsmith experiences in full effect. Make sure y'all come. It's 56 South 2nd Street every second Friday. $10 to enter for $1 million show every time. Salute.